Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships here on your professional walkthroughs channel with me, your host, Max. On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Tirpitz B, one beautiful ship in a mission or battle where we are going to be trying to contest the 3 points in the center of the map. And I know what you think, but Max, most players actually hate this type of map. And I'm well aware of it, because if you're not a destroyer, your chances in trying to contest some of the circles at the start of the game are minuscule, unless you are actually spawned right at the edge of one of the circles. But that does not happen as often as you would like it to. So yeah, on this match we're gonna be taking a look at one of my favorite battleships or premium battleships, and this is the B type for Tirpitz, and we're gonna have some fun with it. So yeah, obviously when it comes to these matches, majority of all of the battleship players are gonna try to stay around or outside of these circles for contesting, because if you are in the middle, you are risking the chance of being focused by enemy carrier or the enemy destroyers. And there's nothing worse than lately what the damage changes have been performed to the torpedoes, because I swear to God, I sometimes, back before 0.10 patch, used to survive a bunch of torpedoes, and now like 2 torpedoes can take out half of your HP or something. So yeah, it's not so fun. So we're gonna see how this ship will perform, because Tirpitz, in comparison to Bismarck, has one huge disadvantage when it comes to brawling. Sure, we do have our torpedo tubes, and they have 5-point-something kilometer of reach. However, we do not have access to hydro, and honestly, for the asking price of over 40 bucks or 40 euros, depending on what currency you use at your country, yeah, it's a hard trade to consider losing your capability in not having the way to prevent torpedoes completely obliterating you. So yeah, we're gonna be trying to hit any ships which are gonna be in our range, and because we have over 20 kilometers, there is lots of ships which we can actually try to focus. So I was already able to land a Citadel hit on a battleship, which is damn impressive. Here I'm trying to hit an enemy American battleship, which at this angle is not gonna be the most advantageous. So I'm gonna actually switch to the French ship, which is here trying to move against our units, and because it's showing me the broadside, I'm gonna try to land a couple of hits. Unfortunately, I do not manage to aim properly, so only 2 out of 8 shells managed to land, and one of them is over penetration, so I'm not dealing that much damage. So I'm gonna try to turn around. Here I see that there's an enemy battleship almost destroyed. I still have a good angle at the enemy Prince Eugene, which I'm gonna try to hit here. Well, Prince Eugene has one huge advantage, and that is that it actually has a heal. It's basically a heavier type of Admiral Hipper. It's just Hipper cannot repair itself, while Eugene can actually do so. So yeah, even if I would manage to land some decent hits, he can still recover partially. But we're gonna continue through the outer circle, following the outside of this island, and we're gonna be turning around into our enemy, because I really don't want to keep my broadside here exposed for too damn long. There are multiple targets here, and I'm gonna try to guide the shells accurately enough, but it's hard to determine at what speed is the enemy battleship going, and also it's hard for me to determine if I guided them correctly, because I get close enough here, an enemy destroyer pops up, and because it takes forever for him to get the smoke screen I actually managed to, thanks to having a secondary build on the ship, land a bunch of hits, and that one shell was all that it required to get me my first kill, and it was not even done by me trying to do so. So fun stuff there. Now, because I see an enemy cruiser turning around showing me the broadside, I'm gonna start shooting at it, and once it gets from behind the island, my secondaries are gonna be able to start to open up at him, and I'm gonna be able to land a bunch of hits here. But I also need to watch out for the enemy bomber squadrons and also the enemy battleship, which is getting ever so closely. But thanks to the patches update, now both sides of the ships are actually able to open up with the secondaries and try to pepper the enemy shells with a bunch of small HE rounds. So hopefully we might get some fire here, and we're gonna try to brawl with the enemy battleship. We can see that they have managed to contest the middle ring, which is actually surprising. The inner ring is trying to be contested by our team, but we have failed, and the outer ring has a majority of the players there, so it will not budge. So here I'm gonna pop in the squadron. I'm gonna try to move towards the enemy planes in order to prevent getting full broadside of torpedoes. I still managed to take one in, but the carrier torpedoes don't deal as much damage as the destroyer or cruiser torpedoes, or heck, even battleship torpedoes in certain cases. So yeah, I have multiple chances to survive the assaults, but because this is a German battleship, their anti-aircraft artillery is really bad. So I'm gonna focus the cruiser because it's showing me broadside. I'm gonna punish him harshly for it by actually landing a decent citadel hit out of the 3 shells which managed to land. And because the enemy battleship is moving in, I'm really surprised here I was able to bounce off all of these shells. I'm quite sure he would try to ram me even with the remaining HP, and here is where you really don't want to do this when it comes to the Tirpitz, because he shows me the right angle and the torpedoes make the hit, and I get my second kill, and on top of it I'm being harassed by the enemy squadron. So you can see the biggest weakness of the ship, which is the anti-aircraft artillery, I would say. Still, sure, the Hydra would be awesome, and honestly I was really considering that if it would be possible to have Tirpitz half equipped with both the torpedoes and also having access to the Hydra. If then maybe more players would be willing to shill out the asking price, which is super high. I honestly managed to get the Tirpitz B during the Black Friday event last year, where I bought like a couple of crates, and surprise, surprise, because I'm super dumb, I get super lucky, and so I managed to get the Tirpitz B, so I was really pleased. And it did not cost me as much as it did cost me to acquire Tirpitz. And I did not even bother buying Tirpitz during the actual or during regular sale. And here, because I got so damn close to the enemy cruiser and he kept shooting out of the smoke screen, and he was stationary, which is the worst thing you can do when you are in a smoke screen, I was able to land those couple of shells and get myself third kill. So actually, surprisingly enough, I'm deciding to shoot torpedoes here, and I'm gonna try to aim and shoot at the enemy New Mexico or Colorado or whatever it was, but by the time I shoot, it's too damn late. So only thing which is left for me to do right now, because I don't see anything which I can shoot at, is try to move to the middle circle and try to contest it. Because again, I'm the closest thing to the enemy carrier. He keeps focusing all of his squadrons towards me, so I'm focusing the entire aircraft on the right side of the ship. I'm moving inwards or into the enemy squadron. This way I have the possibility to either A, dodge the torpedo, or B, move in and get hit with the torpedo before it has the chance to be activated. Here we see the enemy destroyer who gets discovered, and despite the fact that he is in the smoke, one of those lucky secondary shells manages to land, and I get second kill out of this match just thanks to having the secondary equipped. Swear to God, it's been so many cases where I actually managed to land a kill on an enemy ship despite the fact that multiple ships were shooting at them. Just thanks to that one small shell landing on the enemy, I managed to get the kill. And the funniest thing is that when you actually acquire a kill through the secondary achievement, you also get 10 flags as a help to modify the performance of your secondaries, so that's also a nice reward. Now, because I have said this once, I will say it again, because I'm dealing with the enemy carrier. The best way to deal with enemy carriers if you come in close range with them, and I don't mean close range like this where the secondaries are able to open up, and my secondaries would be effective until like 11.6 or 7 kilometers. Best way to do damage is with the HE rounds. These things are gonna hammer this ship, but the salvo with the AP rounds was the thing which actually managed to kill it off. And thanks to actually killing majority of the enemy players, we managed to get to our closing screen, and we're going to be able to see the end result. So obviously, if I would have been slightly luckier, I might have been able to pull off a Kraken. We did manage to survive for quite a substantial amount of time in the middle of the map, where usually you will not see that many battleships. I did manage to get over 106,000 points of damage, almost 100 hits with secondaries. I did acquire 2 kills with the secondaries, did manage to land some Citadel hits, so yeah. Tirpitz, awesome ship. As I mentioned, I got the Tirpitz B during the Black Friday sale during last year, and I actually bought Tirpitz during the 5th year anniversary of World of Warships because the asking price is just too damn high for this ship, and otherwise I would have not bought it. But because there was actually like a 20 up to 25% discount, I was like, what the hell, let's buy the ship, and I do not regret it. Although, I have to admit, with the 0.10 patch and the recent patches to the engine and the damage how is dealt to the ships, make sure in case you will be working with Tirpitz to have any modules which will allow longer survivability of your equipment, because I can tell you right now that there are plenty of matches where even if I survive until the end, most of my torpedoes tube cannot say the same thing, so they usually get destroyed, and if you lose that chance to defend yourself at close range in case someone tries to hit you or ram you and acquire a kill for doing so, try to make sure that you will protect them and make them survive, because they might be something which will give you that slight advantage, which is something that you might need. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this fun match. As you can see, it obviously happened quite a long time ago, but I was kind of busy processing some other stuff, so I did not have the chance to upload it onto the channel. So hopefully you did enjoy this fun match. If you want to know what the channel is up to or see more fun World of Warships content, go check out the channel, the link is in the description. And the best way to find out what the channel is currently up to is to actually subscribe. I publish content on a weekly basis from Mondays till Fridays. I do playthroughs, I do all sorts of cool stuff like comparisons, discussions, guides, all sorts of cool things. So check out that link. If you have any tips or any concerns, comments, or questions regarding Tirpitz's performance, let me know in the comment section. I would be more than happy to read through it, and I will wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe out there, and see you at the next one. Bye bye.